Good morning, this is Gabriel Jackson, and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day, number 65, part 6, using Sefer HaChinuch. Mitzvah Day keeps us on its way. Yes, this is a long one. Yes, this is a hard one, but it's worth it. Anything that's too easy in life is not worth it. Talk to Michael Jordan, how he became the greatest basketball player. You want to become a doctor, you got to go through medical school, it's hard. You want to lose weight, it's hard. You want to learn Torah, it's hard, but it's worth it. Okay, let's do this once again for our brothers and sisters in Israel, for their merit, for our soldiers, for the hostages, and really for Klal Yisrael. All right, we're continuing again with not to cause distress to an orphan or widow, and here we go. In other cases, when it is the orphan's benefit, the sages have said that the operative kinyan, the acquisition, with regard to orphans, is the transfer of money, not mashicha, again, dragging to acquire. In the current case, where the orphans gave money for the merchandise and then the price rose, it would seem that it would be to their benefit to regard the transfer of money as a final kinyan, a final acquisition. The Chinuch explains why we do not say so, but rather we allow the seller to retract. This rule, that in the current case the seller can retract, is actually an overall benefit for the orphans. For if the law regarding them would be that they fully acquire the produce by giving money, and after giving money, but before taking possession, the produce would be completely theirs, to the extent that the seller would not be able to cancel the sale, then should any mishap occur to the produce at that point, the seller would be able to tell the orphans, your produce has been burned or lost unavoidably, and I am not responsible for it. The loss of the merchandise at that point would have to be borne by the orphans. Therefore, the seller would have no incentive to protect the merchandise from loss. The sages therefore gave the orphans the same status as others in this case, for whom the transfer of money does not complete the kinyan, the acquisition. The Chinuch challenges the above reasoning. Now, if you will perhaps say that the sages could have prevented such loss for the orphans in another way, let the produce after the orphans gave money be considered theirs for any matter that will result in their benefit, so that if they want, they can take it in any case, such as when the value stays the same or increases. And if they do not want, such as if the produce decreased in value or if it was lost or ruined, they can cancel the sale and not take it. This arrangement would ensure that in case of loss of the produce, the seller will not be able to claim this thing, i.e., that he is not responsible for the produce that was lost or ruined after it already belonged fully to the orphans. The Chinuch answers, your answer is as follows. Although it would indeed be in the orphan's best interest, nevertheless the enactment cannot be structured in such a manner, because we cannot enact for the orphans all of these benefits in the same case. For it is not right for us to directly give them the possessions of other people. Granting the orphans all of the potential benefits of this merchandise with none of the potential losses is for all practical purposes equivalent to simply taking away possessions from others and giving it to them. It is enough protection for them that at times we give them the standing of the biblical law in which transferring money affects the acquisition, and at times we give them the standing of the rabbinic law in which the mashicha, the dragging, affects the kinyan, depending on whether this or that law is for their benefit. However, beyond that, it is not justifiable for us to simply give them the money of other people, as would be the case were we to follow the above proposal. To do so would be similar to what the Gemara in Bava Metzia said regarding orphans, taking that which they are not entitled to. Orphans who consume that which is not rightfully theirs deserve to follow their departed one to the graveyard. The status of being an orphan does not entitle one to violate Torah law in any way. And we'll stop there. We'll continue tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Sponsor Future Mitzvah 36-100 for the gold. See you tomorrow.